Hey man, you ever look in the flat earth?
Look, I do these observations for others that are really serious into observable proofs to study. And I study these too for all the optical effects that I get and I see. And as you see, this boat, this is a continuation over from the last video. Um, and you obviously see how this boat's wake is blocking out some of that boat. And when it's far out there on the horizon, that is what makes a lot of these boats look like they're vanishing bottom up. I mean, look at this, even this sailboat that's out there. It's crazy when you look at that sailboat and the size of the people, and then you say, well, how far out am I looking at the height that I'm at? That shouldn't even be possible. The Earth curve calculator that Mick West has come out with is absolutely bullshit. Visibility proves it. Some of these markers that you're seeing in the background, and even this boat right here. Look at this boat. I mean, this boat is miles and miles from me. I should not even see that boat at all, but there it is. And that boat is coming toward me. And I do believe in part 3, I pick that boat back up and follow it. But even look at this boat. Uh, I mean, these boats are, 6, 8 miles from me, maybe even more. It's hard to determine when I already know that the closer channel markers are approximately 4 miles away from me, 5 miles at times, because these are always leading away. And that little sign there on the left side that it was showing, that's even farther away. So, when you compare the size of the boat to these channel markers, you know damn well that that boat's well beyond those channel markers. And look at this boat, hauling ass way beyond the other boat, and you can actually see, how small that boat is. Now, as that boat, if I was to follow that boat, which I didn't this particular day, but if I was to follow that boat, it would just get so small that my camera could not resolve it no more. It does not go over the curvature of Earth. The only time things go over the curvature of Earth is when there's a lot of mirroring, atmospheric effects that causes downward refraction. Things get pulled downward. When there's mirroring out there, this mirroring causes compression. It can cause stretching too, but what I find in a lot of my observations is more of a downward refraction than there is any upward refraction. Yes, light does bend up, but also light reflects up. And when you have a reflective surface like water, that light propagating off the water, which is reflecting upward, causes a blockage. It will hide objects within that light. And this is what helps also cause the atmospheric mirroring. And within that atmospheric mirroring, things vanish within their own reflections, which I've proved many times over. These islands are 4.5 miles away. They only stick up, a short distance out of the water, a few feet. And at 3 feet of my observations, observing these islands, I'm seeing the islands. There's no water, there's no hump blocking these islands out. These islands should be cut off way more than they are. I mean, I've got video where I'm in my boat with a GoPro camera where you can see these islands alongside me as I'm driving my boat, right in the channel on the back side of them. And here these are. This little spot right here is only about 5 feet up off the water in between them islands, or in between the trees there. And these islands are going away from me, but yet I can still see the surface of the islands. Which you got to imagine that if these islands are 5, 6 miles away, that I should not see any part of them. Uh, and this is the thing, when we're out here. Sorry about this part right here. I reset the contrast. I had my compensation exposure turned way up, so I turned it back down, and now I'm just going to let the camera just do its normal thing. It's usually set at 0, but on this day I was brightening and darkening up the screen, trying to bring out more detail in the objects or the boats. Um, so again, here's another boat that I catch way out there, and this boat has to be at least 10 miles out, um, and it's coming from the south toward the channel of Hernando Beach. A lot of these boats, they go out. Some of them go south, some of them go straight out, some of them come north toward me a little bit. But just look at the size of this boat. I mean, come on, people. You tell me that if you seen a guy in this boat, would you even be able to tell it was a guy? And then you got to also think about that wake. The wake that boat is producing is blocking it out, blocking some of that boat out. But yet, here I can see the entire boat in my eyes. Um, so when I'm filming these and then people question my height and everything, I don't even care about that anymore, because I know for a fact myself the height of my camera. I don't have to prove it to anybody. If anybody ever wants to come out, join me in one of my observational sessions, I'd be more than happy to show them that this should not be possible. I should not be seeing these boats, and yet here I am filming them, observing them, and presenting them to people as proof that visibility is what plays the big role. It has nothing to do with this magical light refraction, bending everything up in the distance to pull it up into perfectly flat view of my camera. It's just not possible. So again, I'm going to put this one up, post it. Um, People can look at it. I'm at Pine Island, just left of the observation little deck that they got there. I'm along the seawall. Pull it up, Google Earth, you'll see it. And I'm a little bit south of that observation deck. Sometimes I'm right down at the water too, all depending on where the water or the tide is. All right, I'll continue this with part 3. Thanks for watching.